Good morning, friends. Please disregard my shirt on the head. It's not because I'm afraid of UV rays, it's because I'm vain and I don't want to get any more wrinkles. But I just touched my nose, but I'm quarantined on a trail, so hopefully I won't infect anybody. And I don't have my mask on, and that's intentional because I think that's rubbish. I think that gives a false sense of security when it absolutely does not, because you're breathing all over the mask, you're concentrating your germs, saliva, boogers, whatever else, and then you're touching it. There's just no way. They should ban iPhones and smartphones because that's probably the biggest disease spreader there is. Anyway, the purpose of this call today is to tell you that the lockdown is probably going to kill you. And here's how we can manipulate data, unfortunately, to make it sound like that's true, which it is kind of true in a way. So the number one factor that creates longevity, makes you live the longest, healthy life too, not just life support. Guess what the number one factor is? I'm going to pause. In my head right now, I'm doing the Jeopardy final trivia. Da, 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 da. Okay, what's your answer? Genetics. Good answer, not even close. Not genetics. Any other guesses? Okay, I will reveal it. Social connection. Social connection is the number one factor that's documented, that's scientific, that's accurate, that's true, that's probably can be agreed on across spiritual world, scientific world, political world. It's hard to deny that. If you look at all the mass shooters and depressed people in this world, social isolation is one of the key factors. Read or watch the synopsis by Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life, and you're going to see him talk about things like the diaries of the Columbine shooters, mass shooters. He gets to look at that kind of information. Social isolation is death. So if I'm a slick corporate, maybe even big pharma statistician, and I say this with a true reference, I could have you Google to kind of look at this and watch it on YouTube. This is how you could take data and massage it and manipulate it. So now I could say this lockdown is killing us, because if social connection is what gives us long life, well then by default, by a paradox, by, if there's up, there's got to be down, if there's left, there's got to be right, if there's hot, there's got to be cold, then by definition, looking at the science that way, this quarantine is creating social isolation, which is killing us. And I know that sounds preposterous to a lot of you guys, but do you know how many cases of depression, anxiety, pain, illness are skyrocketing right now? Talk to your friends. Talk to people who haven't been depressed in 20, 30, 40 years. Ask how they're doing. This coronavirus, I don't know how many there are, but you guys, we're full of trillions of viruses. This labeling corona, and everybody's saying corona, COVID-19, it's just one of a zillion viruses that are going to affect us. One of a zillion. We're carrying trillions in our body. I might be off by a few, but look it up. What percentage of your genetic code in your body are viruses? They live in us. We're always infected, guys. This is not a sterile world. Parasites, yeast, bacteria, viruses. Here's the deal, the honest truth. The people at risk for viruses are immunocompromised. Americans are getting sicker, we're getting fatter, we're getting more stressed, so we have more immunocompromised people. Mostly elderly, sure, exceptions to the rule. Anyhow, for the rest of us, and I'm not saying break quarantine, I'm not saying don't break quarantine, I'm just saying, last time I checked, America was great because of freedom. We have been being stripped of our freedoms for decades, and we think it's all in the name of public health. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. One size fits all doesn't work. It will crush us. The same 72 vaccines for every kid by the time they're 18 years old is going to do massive harm. Maybe it helps the majority, but shouldn't that be the parents that get to decide that? You know, we're moving towards a vaccine mandated world. I remember back when H1N1, I believe 2008 or 9 was going to get us all. That was the bird flu. There's been lots of bird flus and swine flus, and I don't know if this thing's a bat flu or what it is, a virus. But anyway, the point being, that vaccine came out. It was going to be the thing that saved us all. Statistically, 250% more infections of H1N1 in the population that got the vaccine. So you were 2.5 more times likely to contract H1N1 if you got the vaccine. I'm not trying to be anti-vaccine. I'm just trying to be an American citizen with freedom before it's taken from us. All right, guys, I'm going to link some people to listen to. You might feel like they're conspiracists, but I will insist that they are not. And they are credentialed. And you're going to find all over online people that I kind of believe in being slammed. That's the world we live in. But try to listen to things with an open mind. And please communicate with me. You know, after all the emails I've sent out in the last month, I've had very little response. I had one person respond gobbledygook, which kind of made me irritated, and then it made me laugh. But at least they gave me a response, so I know how they feel. Don't just sit there, guys, or next thing you know, you're going to be chipped, you're going to be masked, you're going to be vaccinated, and you'll be sicker for it as you sit in social isolation. So, you want to chat with these things? I'm available. Respond to my emails or YouTube or however you're seeing this, Instagram, and I'm a small fish in a big pond, so I'll respond to you. God bless you guys. Enjoy the view. El Dorado Hills, California. I would say one of the healthiest cities in America. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.